So the first topic is housing. Lawrence has one of the highest renter populations in Massachusetts, and rising rents are pushing out long-time families. What specific policies would you implement in your first year to prevent displacement and protect renters from rising costs?
First of all, good evening. Thank you for having us, and thank you to everyone that participated in putting this great event together. So housing, obviously, is a great topic. Everyone is very interested in what's going on. I truly believe that anyone that comes into the city to start a new development, as mayor, I would love to sit down with this person and make sure that Lawrence residents are going to get first dibs on new developments. I truly believe that a lot of times we get confused when we hear new development is going to take care of the quality of life, it's going to lower rents, and that is false. So I want to make sure that the residents that live in those humble units, if you know what I mean, that will get first dibs at these brand new units that are being developed. I truly believe that if you do that, then you can take care of the other units that they're leaving, and that would definitely take care of that.
Thank you.
The Times ain't sing.
The Times did not sing?
So should we look here or there? I don't know. Okay, I got you.
Thank you, thank you. All right, Richard.
Okay, thank you folks for attending. Lawrence's renting problem. Well, first of all, I see it as an issue that we are allowing, and there's no way you can stop it, allowing outside investors coming into the city to take money out of our citizens' pockets by charging exorbitant rents. We've seen a lot of people come in and develop properties and then get the TIFs, the tax incentives, and sell those TIFs after about 5 or 6 years. Lawrence rental properties should be for Lawrence residents, and I myself would advocate for the owners of these properties to become more incentivized by the city to get involved as opposed to allowing outside investors.
When it comes to specific policies, we can't put all the burden and all the heat on landlords. We have to be ready for the world we live in today and we live in tomorrow. You put $1 away today, you don't have $1 in 2 or 3 years. We need to be able to educate our families, our people from Lawrence, and understand the market. When my mother bought her first house, it was under Bill Clinton. Lost it during Bush and got a house, a second chance to get a house during the Obama years. The difference was on the 3rd floor, my sister lived there. On the 2nd floor, my grandparents and uncles lived. And on the 1st floor, my mother, her husband, and her kids lived. There we had true control of the rent. We divided our mortgage into our family. Fast forward 10 years later today, the house is worth $1.2 million. Thank you.
Thank you. Frederick Diaz.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here, taking your time to be here. The first thing that I will do is a tenant union. Most of us know that Lawrence rent is going off the roof. I will also work on rent control with our state legislators in the city, because there's a lot of evictions that happens every day with no reason, and that's why I want to create a tenants union so the people will get together and work as a community instead of being evicted for no reason at all. Thank you.
Thank you, Frederick. Now, Giovanni.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Giovanni Rodriguez, City Council. Well, we have some situations in Lawrence when it comes to the renters. About 80% of our families are renting currently. We want to increase home ownership by providing specific programs that help them through the CDBG's grants and also local funds to increase home ownership, and current programs that we have in the city of Lawrence, expand those to a point that we can actually take advantage of that. A lot of the families here in Lawrence, they do not have access to those specific programs because of the federal restrictions. We need to use local funds to be able to increase those programs, to be able to have more home ownerships in our local people, for our local people.
Thank you. And lastly, John. John, where you go?
Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. My idea when it comes to that, the first thing I would do is that implement a policy where every landlord have to do I'm sorry, it's out of my character. We'll do an inspection to make sure that that unit is worth what they're asking the tenant to pay for. I've seen a lot of units where the landlord are abusing under cost. Also, we will help the landlord to fix up the unit, because we also need units that are worth to live on. People in Lawrence deserve a good place to live and to pay for it. And the other thing is, I also, like I said before, want to implement programs where if the landlord doesn't have the money to fix the unit, well, we can implement a program to help them out fix the unit.
Thank you so much. Thank you, John. Now we're going to make our way back to Juan Manny Gonzalez for the second question. And candidates, I apologize. I think half of you, I did not state your name for the question, and so I will do that.
That's all right.
And I just want to remind the audience that if one of their answers triggers a question for you, please write it down and raise your hand so that we can pick it up. All right, question number 2. Lawrence is a historic city with many older homes that are not up to code, or they need lots of repairs to be healthy and safe. What specific actions will you take to ensure that building codes are properly enforced and that landlords have both the support and the accountability they need to make repairs? We'll start with you, Matt.
As a firefighter in the city of Lawrence, running into many of these older homes, understanding what unhealthy homes are, the first thing that we need to have is a fully staffed ISD department, fully certified inspectors so that they can recognize all these dangers that make this house unsafe. Then you have local programs like Get the Lead Out or Exterminate for rodents and stuff like that. So first, educate, train, offer the specific training for this inspectors, so when they go out there, they know exactly what they're looking for to make this home a safe one.
Thank you. Now, Richard Russell.
I myself would like to see a program that would basically grandfather in homes that are individually owned. Now, if any of the public safety agencies had to respond and they noticed any issues with it, then they would be fair game to be inspected. Homes that were grandfathered in would stay that way until the homes were sold. Then they would be open for a full-blown inspection by the entire inspection service department and the fire department, and quite possibly the police department. That's just my thoughts on it.
Nelson Rosado.
First actions would be to revisit our hiring process and the people that are inspecting, our current inspector inspecting our homes, and making sure everyone is licensed, qualified to do the job, having people that are going to be transparent to the job and hold everybody accountable. If half an inch of a nail is out, you can't say, oh, it's only half an inch. No, it has to be in. Follow guidelines, expect accountability, and keep our homes safe and do what's right. Thank you.
Thank you. Frederick Diaz.
First thing that I would do is make sure the landlords are connected with inspection departments in the city. There is a lot of discrepancy in the city about people living in bad places. And that's one of the reasons when it comes to housing, to evictions and all this stuff. I will make sure the inspectional department of the city will work with the landlords and also with the renters to make sure these apartments are in good conditions. That's one of the issues that we have here in Lawrence. A lot of people are living with mold and a lot of things in their houses. They can even complain in the city because the landlord will throw them out of the house. So I will make sure the inspectional department in the city will hear the renters also to work compliant.
Yes, well, the first thing that I will do is something that we've been doing already, and that's to ensure that the local programs that we have are up to and available to the residents. That is, we have a lead poisoning program that we just approved $7 million for the city of Lawrence for the next 4 years. We're going to take advantage of that, but more importantly, we're going to be holding landlords and we're going to be holding renters accountable when it comes to each of one of them responsibilities. We must ensure that the local laws are enforced. Perhaps we have an ordinance in the city of Lawrence that every unit that is 3 or more units have to be inspected every 3 years. Is that law is being enforced? We need to make sure that in every one of those ordinances that we have in place, that we enforce them, and we need to hold people accountable when it comes to the quality of life of people.
John?
Well, number one, I'd like to run a program where the people of Lawrence are being taught, how to identify the problems in the unit. Not to be afraid to speak up, to go make the report, and then make sure that the inspector services are qualified to receive those issues. Because if we don't have somebody to listen to our people, then we have a bigger problem. But the number one thing is to teach our community how to identify those problems and not to be afraid to go and complain. Because if you don't speak up, nobody will for you. And we have to make sure we're there to protect their rights against, discrepancy landlords that would like to throw them out.
Thanks, John. You can please pass the microphone down. Okay, so that completes the questions for housing. We're going to move on to immigration. Federal immigration laws are beyond local control, but cities like Lawrence can still act. What local levers would you use to protect and empower immigrant families, and how would you fund those initiatives?
So first of all, immigration is a topic right now that is creating a lot of havoc, creating a lot of pain and suffering for people. As mayor, my job is to keep everybody safe, but also to provide education about what it is that you're facing with these new rules with immigration and ICE and people being deported. So honestly, it's just about educating, partnering with programs like the Merrimack Valley Project so that you can provide all of your residents the education necessary so they can protect themselves, so that they know what it is that they're facing. And if there's any programs that you cannot obtain federal funding, then you have to look for it locally. Lawrence, which is running a driving Lawrence funding. So maybe we can use local funding to fund this.
What levers would I use? Oh, let's see. First of all, I would have the city acknowledge that federal laws do supersede both state and local ordinances and laws. I would try to initiate a program where the city would identify people that are actively working towards obtaining their citizenship in this country. How that money would be raised, I look at the city hall budget for the last 3 or 4 years. I see money being wasted that could be skimmed right off the top and be used to initiate some of these programs.
Thank you. If I can please ask the candidates to speak up louder. I think we have some folks in the back that are, hold that microphone like you are on America's Got Talent. You do that.
So last June at graduation, we were supposed to promote over 145 students to high school from 8th grade. We had close to 130 something show up. Families out of fear did not go to their kids' promotion. We had to mail their certificates. We should not live in fear of this stuff. We have to help and educate and let those parents know what could really happen. We need to be here for the people, even though this is at a higher level in federal, we could still stand with them. If you walk with me outside of here to my car, I have the little red cars in my car. I pass it out to everybody. If those families knew that they were not going to be touched in graduation, they would have had our kids crossing the stage, and that really bothers. But I'll do anything I can in my control to help keep ICE away and protect our immigrants here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
When it comes to immigration, about this topic, it's the people who immigrate to the city, not necessarily illegal people. People will come in and will make sure they have open source to education, health, sports, nutrition, and good knowledge and education about voting. That's the only way they can be heard, and also make sure they have the resources in the city that they're on, especially sports. We need that. We need a lot of stuff for the immigrants to come to the city, and so they can feel welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Giovanni.
Yes. When it comes to immigration, we cannot forget where we come from. And that doesn't mean that Lawrence, just because we changed, there was no immigrant before. Lawrence is a city of immigrants. That's how they call us. And we need to protect us, because majority of us are immigrants. What that means, at the local level, we have an ordinance already, but back in 2015, it was adopted by the city of Lawrence, and that was the Trust Act. What the Trust Act do? The Trust Act protect the immigrants and also prohibit the local sources or the local funds to be used to enforce federal laws when it comes to immigration. That's what we need to keep on doing. Why? Because if we don't do that, and then we are protecting immigrants, our local resources cannot be used to enforce federal immigration laws or federal laws in general. Obviously, we need to make sure that we protect those that are not committing crimes that are major crimes.
Thank you. And lastly, John.
No worries. So, once again, education is big. When we talk about education with immigration, is teach our people their constitutional rights. See, the United States Constitution protects everybody, not just people with normal U.S. citizen or permanent resident. It protects everybody under the law. Okay. Now, I do have also, I'm an immigrant, like a lot of everybody here, we all immigrants. I have a lot of family that are immigrants, and I understand some of them are also on a regular basis, but I have to protect them too. They are also, there's a reason why they left our country. Okay, there's a reason. They came to get a better life, and we have to protect that. But at the same time, there's federal laws that we have to abide by, and we have to respect it. Now, one thing I will not allow is our city to go after immigrants. We let that, let the federal government deal with it. We don't have to do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Gonzalez. So the second question now, again, immigration is a very important topic. Nearly 80% of Lawrence residents identify as Latino. And many families face language, legal, and cultural barriers in accessing city services. What specific changes would you make in the city government to ensure that immigrant families continue to fully access the services?
Thank you. Honestly, I'm going to continue to go with education for the residents of the city of Lawrence to come into City Hall and feel that they can access whatever services they need. So if we have to establish a website, computer, user-friendly for everybody to come in. I hope that I can install a Northeast Legal Aid office that can provide legal advice to the residents, and just keep reaching out to the community and let them know that it's okay, that you can come in and look for the services that you need. We have to build confidence, because a lot of times they just don't want to come in, they don't feel safe. So open a Northeast Legal Aid office at City Hall and continue to embrace the community and say it's okay to come in and look for the resources.
What changes? Good question.
Mr. Russell, can you bring that
Good
microphone
question.
closer?
I would like to see the city promote more on their website as to what is actually happening for the immigrant families. And access to more computers if they don't have them. It's a tough question to answer. I know the city, various city agencies at one time was holding a meeting at the public library, instituting, going through what they do. I've gone to those events. Attendance is minimal. I have gone to quite a few cultural events, taken photographs over the last 15 years. These events are not publicized at all. I mean, unfortunately, it's an ethnic group that shows up for each ethnic thing. Publicizing it, you may get more people to associate with the various ethnic groups and help unify us.
Thank you. Nelson.
Specific changes, I'm gonna have to repeat myself at the hiring process. We need to make sure we have people that are eligible to do those jobs, that meet the requirements to help our people. We can't have people working that need help to help the people. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. Promotion on social media. Whoever don't follow me on Municipal 2025, follow the page. You stay up to date. Right now we're doing a countdown of what the city council actually does. Education, we gotta let everybody know what we do and how we can help you. The resources are out there. We need to get them out to the people that actually need them. You should not have to run around to register a business, to get paperwork done, or anything in City Hall. It should be a one-way entrance. Go in and out and get things done. A 2-day process shouldn't take 2 weeks. Thank you.
Like I say, first thing what I would do is make sure they have access to immigrant services. Also, build the trust with the police department and a community that is fully diverse. A lot of these people that come from different countries are business owners and they create businesses too. Make sure these people, if they have language barriers, as the topic says, I'll make sure the places that we have in the city will create places that will teach them how to speak English. It's one of the barriers that a lot of people faces when they come as an immigrant. Thank you.
Yes, a lot of us run our campaign and we keep on repeating one thing, and this is the quality of life. We want to improve quality of life, we want to improve quality of life. What that means? That doesn't mean that it's about having less violence in the street. This means that we need to protect our people in a way that they feel safe. Safety is the most important situation. If we don't protect our people and the immigrant have accessibility to the resources, we are not going to have a successful city. The first thing that we need to ensure as a government is that people live out of fear. And if people have fear out of getting access to the different programs that we have, we're not going to have that. We need to build that trust. We need to continue working together, and we need to make sure that the city of Lawrence is a city of immigrants, like we've been doing.
What can I say? They say it all. Can you guys hear me? They said it all. I don't know what else to say, but I agree with a lot of the stuff that Candy is saying. I'll put some more. Let's build a trust. Let's build more trust to the people for the government. Lately, people have lost the trust on government. We have to rebuild that. If we don't rebuild that trust, we're gonna have a tough time trying to make things happen. Let's help our people build the trust, make sure the programs are accessible to everybody, not just a few. Let's make sure that the people that are there, the programs are being known that are there. And when people go looking for the programs, they get it. If they're qualified, they get it. Thank you.
Candidates, thank you for respecting the time. You're doing a great job. No, you're doing great. All right, and now we're going to move on to education. Again, all of these topics are extremely important. The first question is, after more than a decade under state receivership, Lawrence Public Schools is transitioning back to local control. What concrete actions would you take to make sure that parents, students, and community members have a real voice in decisions moving forward?
I'm going to start there with, I was really getting our schools back. There is no clear indication that NECC is ready to give the schools back to Lawrence. We're actually just going through the process of trying to elect 3 members so that then wait for the mayor to be elected, whoever that is, I hope it's me, to then pick 3 more members and then have a school committee board so that we can start talking to NECC about getting our schools back. So we can talk about meeting with parents, teachers, students, about outreach, but if you really want to have a voice, I will present it to the community that we go back to a fully elected school committee so that the people and the students can have a voice.
Did you all just break a rule?
I do not agree that Lawrence came out of receivership. A charter, a home rule charter petition was set up. It was sent up to the State House. It was rubber stamped. It was done for the benefit of for the good of the children, I was told by several politicians. Holyoke came out of receivership. They got their school committee back as it was. We came out of receivership. I can't use the proper words, but we didn't get what we went into it with. I, as a councilor at large, would initiate a new home rule petition to take back and give us our 6 school committee members. 1 man, 1 vote, not 1 man, 3 votes, 1 mayor, 3 votes.
As a longtime educator in the city of Lawrence, a current dean of school culture, I know hands-on the importance of showing up, being there for our students, being there for our families, being there for our community, going to report card night, interpreting for the families, being there, listening to their concerns, showing up. Last Thanksgiving, Central Catholic played Lawrence High School at Fenway Park. Higher-ups in the LPS and elected officials got a tour of Fenway Park and got passes to the field. Where were those people when Lawrence High beat Hague on the ring? Where were those people when Lawrence High played Methuen in the cold? We need to show up when it matters, not when it's convenient. Thank you.
What I will do is, I'll make sure parents get involved more. I think the school department should reach out more to parents about programs, resources they all have. ESL programs for the new immigrants, the kids that have barriers, learning English, any of that stuff. Discipline, rules, they need to be applied now that the city's gonna have it. And I think it's more about retouching with the parents. Parents need to get more involved too with the community and their kids within the school. And I don't know if you're ready or not, but we need our school back. That way parents will get involved and have a voice. We haven't been having a voice for the longest time, so I think it's the right time now to do it. Thank you.
Giovanni?
Yes, November 2011. That's when the state took over the school department in the city of Lawrence. The city of Lawrence was now the worst performance school or performance district in the state of Massachusetts. It was the 3rd worst. There was 2 other municipalities that have the worst than Lawrence. But here in Lawrence, the state took over first. And that had to be with a lot of factors, including leaderships. Including leadership, yes. That was an issue. And if we keep on just focusing on the leadership that is running the school, and then our kids are going to be suffering. Let's focus on the policies. Let's focus on the parents' involvement. Let's focus on the students' graduations that we have. And also, let's focus on the teachers. Yes, let's focus on our resources. Because if we keep on fighting about the leadership and who's going to be running the school, when it comes to January 26 or 2026, that's when the day that we're going to have the school back. Let's focus on that and policies.
Well, what I have to say about that is that I truly believe that I can keep hearing both sides of the aisle, like they say, but I really don't believe we have the school back yet. I would like to see. And why would I say that? Is because since our people, our parents doesn't have the voice to select the school committee member, then we don't have the school back yet. Because you have 3 and 3 plus 1 break. The break, it will be the mayor. That's not democratic at all. I think we should all select the school committee members so they can make the right decision. But we should also select the right person to be our school committee member. Not just anybody who comes off the street. We should select somebody that really, really could do the job.
So let's move on to the second question under education. Only 15% of Lawrence residents over the age of 25 hold a college degree. And that's compared to nearly 48% statewide. What strategies would you prioritize to close this gap and expand college and career pathways for Lawrence students and young adults?
If we think that these numbers are bad, if we don't get our leadership, whether it's school leaders or city leaders in order, and install strong leaders that can push for our schools to be in order, these numbers could be worse. So I will continue to outreach to these young people in that age bracket. I will continue to reach out and let them know that there's other ways to thrive ahead. As a union brother for almost 30 years, I know that we have a lot of apprenticeship programs that we can bring into the city so that the young people in that age bracket know that there's other ways. But absolutely, I want to have the strongest public school system possible and then provide other options to our young people so they can succeed in life. Thank you.
15% of the residents that hold college degrees. I question, what is the importance of a college degree? You get a degree and you owe $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in college loans, it haunts you. I worked, 1966, I started working as a co-op student in Northeastern in civil engineering. I followed that thing. I never got a degree. I never made a whole heck of a lot of money, but I did it for almost 60 years in the land surveying industry. What's wrong with people following union apprenticeships? You get paid good money while you're learning, and when you finally graduate, then you move up on the list and with the salaries, and you do not have a horrendous college loan to pay off.
To me, it's simple. Let's listen to our students. Give them surveys. What do they want to do? What do they want? Let's give them what they want. You want to be a YouTuber? Let's teach you how to do YouTube. You learn how to be a video guy. You learn how to edit. You learn graphic design. Let's give them what they want. Who's motivated by solving for x squared times b squared? When was the last time we did that? Nobody's motivated by that, right? We're done with that stuff. Let's listen to our students, give them what they want, and motivate them so they can have passion, love, and desire for what they want to do. What more motivation do you need besides love and desire and passion, right? I can keep going for a lot of time, but I'll give it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Only 50% of Lawrence residents are over 25 hold a college degree. I will get involved college and universities to come over and present the programs that they need. That's why the immigration is so important. And when they come here, you gotta open doors and tell them the resources that they have and help them out with the language barrier. That's one of the issues that we have. And that's what I will do. I will make sure non-profit institutions that we have here to that help the community get more involved with the new immigrants and tell them the services and connections with those colleges do. Thank you.
All right, we are talking about disparities, and we have disparities in different aspects in the city of Lawrence and throughout the Latino community as well. Education, it is not an exception. As you can see the numbers, 15% compared to 48% statewide. It's a huge disparity that we need to close that gap. How are we going to do that? There is different ways. The first thing we need to do is educate our community by different programs that we have at the local level, perhaps. There is free college degrees for people that is over 25 years old. How many of us in this room have promoted that program? We need to keep them informed. Yes, thank you. Few hands raised. Few hands raised. Perfect. We need to keep on promoting those type of programs because those are the ones that is going to close the disparities. Promote those disparities and make sure that the people understand that they potentially have a program that could be free for them. That's going to be a huge difference in the community.
Okay, number one, options. Let's bring options to our kids. I'm going to put myself an example. When I graduated high school, I started going to school for sports medicine. After my first semester, I was like, this is not for me. I started looking around and over the sign at NECC right here, I saw, hey, you want to become a mechanical engineer in Arizona. Next day, I told my mom, hey, I'm going to go to Arizona and become a mechanical engineer. It caught my attention. And that brought me to another level to work in different fields. I worked overseas in the mining industry. And I learned more there. When I said options, let's bring trade jobs to our high schools. So the kids could learn different trades and for the real work, like welding, mechanics, electrician, plumbing, things that will continue for 50, 100 years from now.
All right, so that concludes the education section, and our last topic is health and mental health. Lawrence has high rates of chronic illness, yet many families struggle to access consistent health care. What concrete partnerships or programs would you establish to expand access, and how would you measure success?
So as a firefighter for almost 30 years, responding to medical calls, first thing that I would do is that I would seek to get a meeting with the Board of Health Chairman, Dr. Bourne. It is sad to learn that Lawrence is ranked last in the state for budget purposes for the Board of Health, for the Health Department. Lawrence ranked last. A city that needs so much mental health with the addiction and the mental health that's going on here. That is unheard of. Out of 351 cities, we rank 351. So honestly, sit down with Dr. Bourne, find out what it is that he needs to do so he can certify all his inspectors so that we don't obstruct and that we can continue to grow the regional share services that we have with Methuen. That's a grant. Regional share services that we have with Methuen protected, because not too long ago we almost lost the funding that we have in this partnership with Methuen. Thank you.
Tough question. The public safety individuals, they would be the first people to recognize issues with health. I mean, they respond to all these things. Something has to be done. The lack of a better word, the immigrant community has to be told one way or another that nothing ill is going to come of them legally by seeking medical treatment. It's inhumane to make people forego medical treatment because they're worried about their legal status. Partnerships, again, is the gentleman on my right issued, said about the Methuen thing. Yes, we got to get involved. Why aren't we involved with more other communities local to us? kind of push some of their issues on us, but again, it is what it is.
I would personally have to do some research, see what programs are already in the city, see what programs are in our surrounding city, see what's around, and see how we could help elevate those programs and bring it to our people. Think about programs of having crisis clinicians showing up to crisis calls with our police officers to de-escalate certain problems where they won't get over the top, where people have battling mental health issues. Understanding the issues that we're facing over here and finding how to connect that with people, having those resources at City Hall and push it for that. Thank you.
Chronic illness is a big issue for all of us and all kids. Sugar, nutrition, substance abuse. It's a big topic in our schools right now in the whole city. The first things that I would do, the resources that I would connect to is Lawrence General Hospital, one of them. They do a lot of great job by promoting and preventing and mentoring. The Men's Health Cancer Career, Greater Lawrence, and Greater Lawrence Family Health Care Center too. I will get them involved. They usually do a great job every year by preventing this. When it comes to health too, the kids need recreations, better schools, better buildings, and better schools, basically. Thank you.
Yes, again, one of the huge issues that we have in the city of Lawrence is accessibility. We need to continue working with the different organizations, with the clinics that we have locally, with the hospital that we have locally. But more importantly, we need to build that trust with the community so they feel safe when it comes to look for those services at the local level, at the local hospitals, at the local clinic. The federal regulations are going to be changing soon. And the big beautiful bill, yes, the big beautiful bill, a lot of people have heard about that, have a tremendous impact when it comes to the cuts for different programs, including Medicaid and SNAP. That's going to increase the disparities between our communities and other communities that have less access. Because we are a city of immigrants, and over 80% of our immigrants, or our community, are immigrants that have less access, or tend to have less access to different health programs. But we need to keep it going strong and keep building that trust between the community and the local government.
Okay, one other thing I would like to say is that I would like to do a little bit more research of it. I'm not a medical expert, but I would like to learn more about that. But I'd like people to know that because you go to the hospital and you go look for health services, don't be afraid that something's going to, the bill's going to come. There is programs out there that will help you pay for the bill. You know, your health is more important than anything. Don't worry about the bill. Look for the help. The hospital, the clinics in Lawrence are, I hear, are pretty good. And you know, thank God I haven't gone to one of those because I'm pretty healthy. But for those out there, you know, go look for help. The hospital and the clinic are there to help you. They will not reject you. And we will help the clinics and the hospital to be sure to provide the right services.
All right, we're on to our final question. I just want to remind the audience that we will stop collecting questions at 7:15. So if you have any pressing questions, please make sure that you get them in before then. And our final question. Residents cite mental health as one of the biggest health challenges facing Lawrence, particularly for youth and immigrant families. I myself have heard this repeatedly. What new initiative would you launch in your first year to destigmatize and expand access to culturally responsive mental health care? And then how would you fund it?
I truly believe that we're running into trouble with funding regardless of what we're talking about on these 4 topics. This is why we have to be fiscally responsible as a city, because we 3 years ago, we had a lot of money on the table because of that pandemic and the ARPA funds, and we were not fiscally responsible. So now that we have a lot of programs that need funding, we're struggling to get it, and the federal government is cutting, so we are facing tough times coming up. So I truly would love to provide more mental health for first responders. I would love to have mental health professionals respond with police and fire. Obviously, this has to be negotiated with unions, and I understand that. But I would love to try to implement that. More training for first responders so that when we get to the scene, we know what we're doing, what we're facing, and that is going to alleviate the situation, no lawsuits.
Thank you. As evidenced by my answer to the first part of this question, health and mental health are not my forte. Fortunately, I'm in good health for my age, much to people's chagrin. As for the new initiatives, I would investigate. I would listen to the experts. I'm not an expert in this field. I would listen to the experts. I would evaluate decisions or thoughts that they suggest as to how we can help alleviate this problem. How would we fund it? I'm amazed. We live in one of the greatest hotbeds of health training in the United States, and yet our healthcare costs are out of sight. Thank you.
New initiatives, we just gotta look at our surroundings and our communities. We have amazing nonprofits with amazing community leaders, such as Michael Bastin with Brothers in Arms, such as Jerry Santiago with Minds with Purpose. They all dedicate their time into mental health and for each other to talk about all those things that really matter. I'm not an expert either on mental health stuff, but they are the people that are here. And to fund it, we can all help each other. Get them grant writers, they're nonprofits, they get paid, they help our people, we're all happy, we all win. And just keep pushing, keep supporting each other with things that are already in place. No need to reinvent the wheel.
The initiative that I would do, as I mentioned, everything is resources, how to get to the people, preventing. So I will do a chronic disease prevention, healthy life campaigns, mentoring about substance abuse. Preventing is the clue, not after. So I will work on that, and to make sure parents are informed of that. Thank you.
Yes. Well, one of the things that we have in the city of Lawrence is we have opportunity to keep on creating those partnerships. Partnership at the local level will help out tremendously with different organizations that have those resources already. We need to provide those resources. At the local level, what we can do, we can hire local clinicians, just like we hire registered nurses. So we can hire local clinicians to attack those mental health issues that we face on a daily basis. Basically, sometimes when we have the police department showing up to a place, they need to be trained when it comes to how to handle those type of situations. And at the local level, we can hire more clinicians so we can provide those services here. But also the partnership with the different organizations will be a tremendous help because they already have the resource, perhaps with different programs that they already run.
Okay, so what I would do is to bring for our kids is to help bring their confidence back. I know our kids now, and even us, even ourselves as grown adults, we are attached to social media all the time. Social media is a big influence into our kids' mental health issue. I believe if we bring more programs like sports program or cultural program to keep them busy, keep them off the phone, off the tablet all the time, and that will be one way we will help out to bring up a healthier mind kid, and also would help our parents to alleviate some of that stress that all those problems would cause them. When it comes to our police department, I believe not just our police department, I'm talking about in general, is to give them a better proper training when it comes to mental health issues. I understand that some of the training is a little broken, but I believe we will help change those trainings to to effect.
Thank you, candidate. So that concludes the questions that we created for this forum. And now we're going to move on to questions that have been provided by the individuals here in this room. And they are on a range, they are questions that have to do with all four topics. And the first question, which really stood out, is why should we trust that you are not a candidate who rewards loyalty over competence? Mira, don't break the law. Sure, let me repeat it. Why should we trust that you are not a candidate who rewards loyalty over competence?
First of all, I've been a man of law and order, integrity, transparency, and respect. And one thing that stands out is that during this campaign, I was offered a political position to be the fire chief, and I said that I don't have a price, and I rejected. And people can feel how they feel about that. But honestly, I'm here running for mayor for you, the residents of the city of Lawrence, and it's my job to keep you safe and to look out for your dollars, the taxpayers.
Loyalty over competence. I have a campaign staff of 1 or 2. They have their own loyalties, their families, etc. I get frustrated when I see names come down from above, from the 3rd floor, that this person is who I want. Nobody dares ask the personnel director, how does that person's qualifications stack up percentage-wise as to the entire job skill set that is on the request for the job? Nobody asks that question. They just go along and rubber stamp it. No, if you can't do the job, you don't belong in the job.
I live in District F, and one of the reasons why I ran for city councilor at large instead of F is because our current district councilor in District F is one of the only independent voices I see. If I challenge him, well, there's no change there, because I'm looking to be an independent voice on that table. If I challenge him and take his seat, there's still going to be one. I'm trying to get in there and be on the other side. That way there's some balance, and now that's a change. We have more independent voices. I'm here for the people, to be the people. I'm repping Lawrence High. I don't have a shirt and a tie. I am me. I'm Nelson Rosario, and I'm here for you. Thank you.
Most of us know me. I'm Frederick Diaz. I'm running this division of the city, the waste movement. I want the best for the city. We all live here. I work for the city. I'm currently working in one of the boards for the city, helping the community to get better. I want the city to get better, and that's my vision. So that's why I'm running for city council. I want the best. I've seen the community for the longest, 20-something years, and I'm here, so I'm getting involved. That's all that I can tell you.
I have a track record already as an elected official for the last 12 years and city council for the last 10. I don't take that easy. I have worked with 3 different mayors, and everybody knows how I have worked with the 3 of them. I'm being an independent voice, and I'm gonna stay like that way. I hate political favors. I prefer not to run if it is because I'm gonna owe my career to someone else. No, thank you. I'm not into that. And so far, with the 3 mayors that I have worked, I have the capability and the desire to say no whenever the community decides and whenever it convenience for the community. And I'm gonna keep it stay that way. The city needs independent leaders at that council and as a mayor. If we don't have that, we are going to be in a very difficult position.
Have you guys heard the saying, we the people, for the people, by the people? Well, I'm a true believer of that. That's on top of the Constitution. The only loyalty I have is to God, my mom, my wife, and the people of Lawrence is going to put me at the representative. I don't take sides. I don't care who's there. If it could be my brother. If they doing it wrong, I'm gonna call him out. If it be my mom, I said, you go ask my mom, I'll call her out too. I don't have favoritism. I don't believe on that. I believe on protecting my people. The true value of the people.
Thank you for your answers. So teacher turnover has been a persistent challenge in Lawrence, especially for bilingual and special education teachers. So what specific strategies would you use to recruit and retain high-quality, diverse educators?
Interesting question. As a husband to a bilingual educator for a long time, he's been educating the Lawrence Public Schools, I have seen their turnover. I have seen teachers come and go. And I think that we have to stabilize the program in the city of Lawrence and make it a welcoming one so that we can retain educators. And what's happening right now with the parking meters at the 3 schools that are competing for the same parking spaces is not enticing to people to come into Lawrence to work and stay. So we definitely have to work on providing this educators and their staff a safe place to park so they don't get ticketed every day so they can start their day in a good, positive note. Thank you.
I think that the fastest way or the easiest way to keep teachers is to have a stable educational environment that they're working in. I've heard of cases of teachers being asked to leave because they were boat rockers. Is that right? No, it isn't. They go elsewhere, like other public safety agencies. They leave too, knowing they can go somewhere else. But you've got to provide a stable environment for these people to work in. They have to be working for people that they respect. I don't think that they respect a lot of the upper echelon in the school system. That could also be a major factor.
We have to keep pushing programs that we have, such as turning our parents into teachers, our teachers into administrators, finding people that look like us, finding people that wear the same blue pants, the same white shirt that our children wear today. We need to be their educators, we need to lift them up, we need to come in and bring them up to the next level. And to keep teachers here that look like us, that sound like us, that are us, we need to look at competitive pay, see what's going on in the surrounding cities. Talk to union support, listen to the union, give the teachers what they want, be there for them, listen to them, keep them happy. At the end of the day, they always say, happy wife, happy life, happy teacher, happy students. I don't know, let's do this.
I think the question is more about how to attract them to the community. So if you're gonna attract, you gotta supply something or either, motivate these people to come over. You can offer these teachers loan forgiveness, other degrees, scholarships, and some other stuff so they can come in here to our city, to a bilingual city. There's a lot of programs, so that's what I will offer. I will attract them by helping them with the student loans that they have and also with scholarships that they will get to.
Yes, the first thing we need to have in the city of Lawrence, once January 26, 2026 comes, the first thing we have to have is a strong system and a well-developed system, school system that support the teachers, that don't play games around. And we need to have higher standards when it comes to our own system, but when it comes to our expectation that we have for students, parents' involvement, and teachers. More importantly, we need to develop those programs to ensure that the teachers are comfortable here. But also, we need to include and develop programs that allow teachers to understand our community. Because sometimes we don't have that. When I wrote my first complaint, a teacher helped me out. And when that teacher helped me out and she walked with me throughout the district, she was a different teacher because she get to understand the community. We need to have that.
As a environmental teacher in Lawrence High School, I see her every day. I see the struggle she goes through every single day, day in, day out. My best friend was a teacher in Lawrence High School. His wife, his brother also is a teacher in Lawrence High School. And I hear all the feedback. I hear what's going on at the schools. And the number one thing we could do is bring the respect back to the teacher. Give them the respect that they deserve. Give them the pay they deserve. Because they're there teaching our kids, okay, for the real world. But if you don't give them the tools, the respect they deserve, how are we going to obtain those teachers to come here and to stay? If they don't have a good environment to work on, then we're going to continue having that problem. So let's bring back the respect to the teachers, okay? And that will help our kids to become a better person.
Thank you so much. This next question, again, I think they're all important. And this next question is about youth, because youth are the future. They are the future of Lawrence. So how are you going to make sure that youth have equitable access to healthy activities so that they can be actively and civically engaged? Equitable access.
As a person that believes in recreation activities, like the open gyms that we have on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we can start there. But we have to support entities like the Canal Street Boxing Gym that just closed down. And now we are only depending on the Lawtown Boxing Club to take all those boxers that were basically stranded. And you should see the conditions that they work. So when you visit these facilities and you ask them, what is it that you need? You know what I mean? I have a coach right here to my left, and I see them, what they're doing for the youth. But you have to let the youth know that they have a place, that they have a platform in this city, that they don't have to go elsewhere. So I would definitely be forming committees to attract these young people so that they have a voice. Reach out to the Lawrence High School student government body so that they can be part of your campaign, part of your platform. I've been reaching out. Let them know that you mean business and there is a place for them here. Thank you.
I grew up years ago in Lynn, and the Lynn Police Department had a police athletic league, which they contributed their time and possibly money to help keep the younger generation off the street. Now, I age myself, I'm 79. Most of my generation, for the most part, managed to stay out of trouble, whether it was through activities that were sponsored by the PAL, the Police Athletic League, or it was the park department, softball in the summertime and basketball in the wintertime. These were issues that were funded basically by the city. I would like to see that, but again, requesting the police department to do something when they're 30 men short, you can't push the budget on them. We have to find money. Money has been given away helter-skelter to storefronts to make themselves look good. $20,000, $30,000 grants.
What I would do, I'm going to sleep tonight, wake up tomorrow morning, and keep doing what I do every day. Just today, we drew up a paper for the Weatherby football team. Just 2 weeks ago, we hosted a free football clinic for the Lawrence Club 1 returning athletes. Before that, we shared registration packets, registration forms, and found scholarships for the football programs at the Tech. Just keep going out there, being the coach that I am, involved with the youth, getting kids involved, helping families find resources for them to play, and keep giving them opportunity to do what they want. And have coaches that know what they're doing, that are there for a check. Co-coaches accountable as well to talk about health and not just sports, and to keep leading our kids in the right direction.
I lost track of the question. Can you ask the question again?
What will you do to promote health?
Yes, sorry. I'm sorry. Youth are the future. And so the question is, how are you going to ensure that youth have equitable access to healthy activities for them to be actively and civically engaged? So it's about equitable access. How do
Exactly.
you
That's
ensure
why
that?
I was telling you to ask the question again. Public safety is number one. Recreation of the city. We have a city full of drugs, homeless all over the place. We need to make sure their environment is safe, wherever they are, especially like in the recreation parks and anything that we have. I will also get involved with the nonprofits that we have in the city that help these programs to be successful and make sure we have the same agenda. That's what I would do.
Thank you, well, equitable access. The first thing that we need to do, I believe, is to hire people that look like the people that you want to serve. And in this case, it's about youth and youth healthy activities. We need to hire youth so those programs can be successful. Sometimes we believe that just by hiring the next person that is right next to it, that help us out on the campaign, that's gonna help out the program. No, it is not. Actually, if we hire local youth, they're gonna feel representative with those. And more importantly, the youth will respect the elders, but they not necessarily gonna listen to them. They will listen to a coach that feel and look like them and is going through the same struggles, if there is any struggles, or the same benefits. So let's hire more youth to represent those activities.
I'm going to put an example. I'm going to put New York City as an example. New York City had a program, like a sports program, where the city is sponsoring teams and to help out the parents to pay for the league, for the kids to go play basketball, football, baseball. So that would be one way we could bring a kid to play sports. Or even programs like, how you say this? I'm sorry, I lost the word, but like culture wise, programs that have to do with the cultures. Not every kid's like to play sports, so let's bring cultural programs where they can continue learning, like let's say painting, things like that. Like once again, let's bring them options to keep their mind healthy and their body healthy.
So one thing that I would do is treat homeless or unhoused people with dignity, because we don't know how they ended up there. So one thing that I would do is that I would treat homeless and unhoused people with dignity.
I agree with that. They need to be treated with dignity, but the major problem is what created this whole issue of homelessness in Lawrence. This happened, 8-10 years ago when Lawrence became a sanctuary city, and there were about 70 outside agencies that pushed to make Lawrence to make him a sanctuary city so they could send their RIF and their RAP, which we now call the homeless and the underprivileged. Lawrence, it's your problem. We need to throw back to the communities that these people came from and get some sort of financial kickback. If we're going to be providing services, why shouldn't that community, the people what they have on their driver's license or their ID, why shouldn't that community be providing financial remuneration to us?
The first thing as a city council I would do is text Michael Gorman, get a bunch of ideas from him and his TMF movement. I don't know much about homeless, things that are happening. I do have people out there that I really want to help. But I will connect with people, with subject matter experts that know about those things and have them educate me on what I could do to help our homeless people in Lawrence. Thank you.
There's no other place that being treated better than Lawrence. They all come here 3 or 5 buses every morning dropping them off at McDonald's from New Hampshire and other states. The programs that we have here attracts them to come here, and they're humans. They need to be treated fairly. I'm agree. But the amount of trash and the money that spends the city every year in our rivers, needles, you name it, trash all over the place. I think non-profit institutions are in Lawrence that are attracting these people, and programs that are pushed to Lawrence only, and Dover doesn't want them, New Hampshire doesn't want them, none of them want them. But our city is getting trash every day, so we have to find a solution. Their city, what they belong to, need to have these programs so they can be helped there too. Because we spend a lot of money in trash cleaning up our city every year. Thank you.
Well, the first thing that we need to do when it comes to homelessness is, first of all, treat them as a person. Because sometimes we don't know how that person ended up there, what the struggle that they come from. The second thing that we need to do is identify the specific programs that is going to help that person. And once we identify those, it could be different situations, different programs, and then encourage them and support them to stay on those programs. How are we going to pay for that, right? Yes, we do have money. We do have the opioid settlement money, the funds that we are getting due to the crisis that happened in the city of Lawrence back then. And if we use those funds, we're going to be able to provide those services. Yes, we have the funds, but those funds are being used for other things, perhaps developing an application for pregnancy that is going to benefit specific people at City Hall, and we need to stop that. We got to make sure that we provide the services to the people that deserve it.
Well, once again, they stole my speech about this, so it's kind of hard to compete against them. But what I have to say is, I'm going to agree with the other candidates. These are people that we don't know what happened in their life to end up homeless. And not everybody looked at them like, oh, they're drug addicts. No, they're not. And I seen it personally. I met a gentleman at the Central Bridge who, you look at him, you think he's just another drug addict, and he's just a person who lost everything in their life and got to their situation. We have to treat them with respect. Everybody have to be treated with respect, and give them the chance to come back to out of that hole. So yeah, let's bring our programs. Let's make sure the programs get to them. Make sure the funds go to the programs, and make sure that nobody takes advantage of it.
Thank you. What are your plans? So we've talked a lot about funding, right? What are your plans to increase revenue for the city without necessarily hurting taxpayers' budgets?
Well, I truly believe that we have a beautiful industrial park. And I think that we can bring corporations that are not only going to bring jobs, but are going to increase the tax base in the city of Lawrence. There is a lot of small businesses in this city that are looking for room to expand, and we seem to be obstructing them from doing so. So I truly believe that we have to explore the opportunities that we have our beautiful industrial park, so we can grow, bring larger corporations into Lawrence. We have the room, so I would go with that, and I would definitely surround myself with the experts on that field so that we can continue to do that. But that's it, explore, maximize our industrial park, because we are accessed by 110, 495, 93. So think about it. Lawrence is easily accessible, so it has a lot of potential. We don't showcase the city for its true values. Thank you.
Quite frankly, I think that the agreement that the city has with the LRA that dates back 8 or 10 years should be reevaluated. I think that the city should have the right to deal with the property that the LRA is trying to steal. from the city and let them sell the stuff at market value, put them up for bid. What else? Let's see. This year's budget, the 26 budget, went up $30 million over the 25 budget. And I think the previous budget went up another $20 or $30 million. Next year, the 2027 budget's going to probably hit $500 million for a town, for a city that's only 7 square miles. Come on, you could pare the living daylights out of that city budget and save a lot of money. Thank you.
Our surrounding cities like Haverhill, Lowell, and Drake all have cannabis businesses. They make tons of money with those taxes, a lot of money. I'm sure everybody's familiar with who David Ortiz is. He is looking to invest in Lawrence. We need to revisit stuff. He's in the industry for cannabis. We bring that over here, we could actually lower the taxes because that's how much money we're gonna make off that. And we could stop arresting people for silly stuff. It's 2025, we have to adjust with what's happening. Let's bring the cannabis business into Lawrence and make millions like Lowell, Haverhill, and Drake are doing. From our people that are driving 15 minutes away when they could come over here and get their stuff. And we'll reduce crime. There goes illegal drug deals. We have it legally. Let's get that done. Thank you.
As he mentions about the LRA, it's a lot of companies that are bidding and a lot of properties here in the city. And I'm really happy that that's happening in a way because we can attract a lot of, as you know, the history of Lawrence is manufacturing and companies and all that stuff. A lot of tech companies will come here because of the lower tax. I will work on that and use a lot of the space that we have to bring that. That'll create jobs and the economy will raise a lot too for the city. We need to attract the business to come here, and that's one of the reasons and things that I will do. Attract the tech companies to come here to be part of us. Thank you.
The first thing that I will do is identify local receipts to ensure that we are collecting those funds accordingly. We have different license fees that sometimes the city of Lawrence is not quite aggressive when it comes to getting those. Our local receipts also include taxes and exercise, but those are not necessarily the most important thing. We need to grow our local economy. If we grow our local economy through entrepreneurship, then we're going to have more avenues. We are going to be more successful when it comes to providing the resources to those entrepreneurs, but they're going to create jobs. If they create jobs, then we're going to have more opportunities. Since a couple of the candidates have mentioned the LRA, think about congestions, because all of the properties that the LRAs want to develop are the local parking lots that we have around. The city of Lawrence have about 74,000 vehicles. And if we have no place to park, I guess that our living rooms are going to be the parking lots.
Well, one other thing I will go, one of the issues that we face is a lot of illegal construction. You know, people building illegal basements, illegal attics, even garages. I know there's a law that passes, but not everybody is going by the law. I believe we should go after those people who are doing illegal constructions, take silent, that's a revenue, we're going to fix those two problems with that. We're going to get more revenue, and we're going to fix the problem of illegal construction, which also causes problems like fires. That causes a lot of fires. You guys seen all the fires going on lately. That's part of the problem, and we're going to fix that. Also, bad driving. Go after the people who are driving erratically, you know, people who are driving, you know, under the influence. Let's go after that. That's what we're going to fix two problems. We're going to fix the driving problem, the way people are driving around, and we're going to create revenue. And I'm going to stop.
So Lawrence is nothing if not a community of entrepreneurs. This I have here. What is your plan to support and help develop the many small businesses and entrepreneurs in this community?
I would start by using the small businesses that are being successful. I want to cite names like Johan Lopez and others, young entrepreneurs that have done it. E4All, those are entities that people have been very successful They have scholarships, they have grants money that motivate people, but I would definitely showcase the small businesses that have been successful and they continue to grow. So I would be a partner to just sitting down with these people and learning more about what is motivating, what is it that they want. So I want to be a partner to everybody in the city.
I myself would approach some of the more successful, bigger businesses and see if they wish to mentor smaller organizations into becoming what it was. If I'm not mistaken, Sal Lapoli mentored the test kitchen down the street, and that's worked out reasonably well. I mean, there have been successful things that come out of that. I don't know how you eliminate people from coming in and being basically fly-by-nighters, take the money and run, but that's something that has to be resolved. But my idea would be go for the big businesses and see if you can get them to mentor the small businesses.
Well, registering my business last year in June, it took forever. That's where that comment came from, the 2 weeks process when something should take 2 days. Having people and everything else, having people that know how to do their job. That way when you walk into City Hall, you could register your business, start working on your business, and get a step-by-step guideline on how you can start a business. Yes, we have other successful people that have their businesses that started 15, 10 years ago. But today, if you're a local entrepreneur that wants to start today, you get the runaround, and you never get to start right on time and get things done. So bring in resources for step-to-step guidelines, so that way you can be able to start your businesses. And part of my mission statement, it says promote growth for everyone. Be able to promote growth for everyone, let them start second businesses, and educating people on how to actually start a business and how to maintain a business. Shout out to Alex Mercedes from GBL.
One of the issues that we have in the city is a lot of people, entrepreneurs, want to start up. And a lot of the people that are really successful in the city started with a TIF, tax incentive, micro loans. And that is what I would do. Sports, there's a lot of people here that want to do businesses, new business, but they need the help. And that's what I would do, tax incentives, micro loans, so they can help to start up a business in this city. We need it. Thank you.
Entrepreneurship is important. I just touched on that topic a few minutes ago. We need to support our entrepreneurs. They're going to create jobs at the local level. They're going to create jobs to people that look like us, and that's important because at the end of the day, it's a matter of accessibility. How are they going to get access to the government? How are they going to get access to those specific resources that are going to be provided by the local government? If we don't have accessibility, we're not going to have a successful entrepreneur. And if we don't have those processes to be clear, crystal clear, we're going to be in a situation that is going to be a difficult situation for the entrepreneurs. So also, we need to provide the right resources to the entrepreneurs. The right resources doesn't mean that it's just a resource. It's the right resource for them to be successful. And also, we need to identify the difference between hobby and a business. A hobby is not a business. Let's keep that in mind.
One thing is that I want to make sure that the money stays in Lawrence. It's for the people of Lawrence, for the businesses in Lawrence, and that's it. Like Mr. Rosa said, we don't want some fly-by-night guy that comes by, get the grant, and then bye-bye. No, let's keep it here. Okay, let's help our kids, grow a business or start a business. I'm a business owner myself too. I started from zero, and thank God, God helped me out, and I grew. But we all need the help. But we need to make sure that the money that comes into Lawrence for our businesses is staying in Lawrence.
Thank you. This is a health-related question. The pandemic exposed gaps in Lawrence's public health infrastructure. If another public health crisis arises, what specific steps would you take to better protect residents?
Well, as I stated earlier, right, let's start right now and not wait for that. Because right now we've been blessed that we have not gotten hit with another pandemic in the last 4 years. Because God only knows what would have happened. How would we have responded when we ranked last in the state in the budget for our Board of Health, our health department. So let's start by sitting down with Dr. Bourne right now and develop those strategies. He is a partner, he's the one that's going to educate us on what it is that we need to be ready for that next episode or whatever it is that comes our way. Let's not be reactive, let's be proactive. Let's sit with the professionals that know what they're talking about so that we can get there and prepare for the next, hopefully never, pandemic. Thank you.
I agree, we should rely on the experts, not the media experts, but the local experts. They're the ones that know the issues that we have in our own immediate area. If they can't tell what the problem is and how it's going to spread, I mean, do I want to listen to whatever, various TV stations, channels that say, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. I just don't want to see money wasted on advice given by people, so self-proclaimed experts. Thank you.
We have to educate and be able to have a reliable source. That way they can let us know what's really happening, stay busy. If shutdowns were to happen, be able to stay busy, stay active, stay mentally stable for your health, and have lines to be able to reach out to people, networking, knowing how to communicate with people, having, for example, students. Every student should have a Chromebook by now in case schools were to be shut down, they could still continue school. I remember when the pandemic happened, we were running around everywhere trying to get each kid's Chromebook. So, like Manny was saying, to always be proactive and do things like that and stay busy. What started out as a hobby in 2020 during the pandemic turned into a business that made me $6,200 in net sales in the month of August. So hobbies do become businesses. Just stay busy.
We depend on who? The federal and the state. So what I will do is I will create a fund and start creating a fund with the state and the federal government for these situations. Also, I will get connected with the nonprofits and religious groups in the city to identify the issues that we have in the past and we can be ready if we have another pandemic. The federal government and the state have the ability to push our money and grants here. So we're going to start working now with that, just in case something happens.
Yes, sometimes emergencies are something that we're not expecting and we need to deal with it. When it comes to health, we already went through the pandemic and we learned a lot from that. What we need to do is understand that this is our new normal. Let's not forget about what we went through and let's learn from it and let's implement those programs and develop those and not treat it as an emergency. So we can continue providing the services, the quality of services to the people. So when we go to a similar situation or a situation that is even worse, we are more protected. Sometimes when it comes to emergency, it is not if it's going to happen, it is a matter of when it's going to happen. And let's be prepared for that. Let's have programs that are on writing, so when people come for the government, the local government, they already have some experience on writing programs.
First of all, I think we should have already learned from our mistakes from the pandemic that happened. Everybody made a lot of mistakes. That's number one. Number two, we got to get together with the professionals, the real professional, to create a plan to act upon whatever health crisis that we have. One of the problem also is that one household is multiple family, okay, and that's one of the biggest issues. So you got there's two different families living in one house. and you don't know what their own family is doing, you don't know where they're going, but they have to live there because of the cost of living. And so that's one way we can attack. So everybody have their own space, everybody can live a decent life and better protected.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to ask you one more question because we want to make sure that we give you time for a closing statement, which is 1 minute, by the way. So we've asked you questions on lots of different topics, or on 4 different topics: on health, on education, on immigration, on housing. And yet, of course, we know that those are not the only challenges that persist in this community. And I think the question for you is, if you were to be elected, what are the top 3 things you will address in your first 90 days?
Public safety, public schools, and public health. And public health is one of those that we just debated a little bit about homelessness and how is this affecting our community. It's about partnerships, it's about having funding or seeking the funding, it's about opening it up to the community of faith to do their part. Lawrence cannot do it alone. Lawrence cannot do this alone. So those are my 3 top topics, and I would definitely start with public safety because of the fact that we know that our police department has taken a beating for the last 3 or 4 years, and we got to change that. And that comes with trying to put unqualified people in certain positions that affect everything else, including what I've been preaching, your quality of life. So let's be responsible with the decisions and the hiring processes that we have, but that would be it: public safety, public education, and public health. Thank you.
My first thing would be public safety, namely the police department, getting them back up to where they should be, no, not where they should be, based on population. They should be somewhere around 200 police officers. We're mandated for about 160. So another 40 police officers would solve a lot of problems, but it creates financial issues. The second issue I would pushing for would be a combination, well, would probably be the water department to redo a lot of the water means in the city, as evidenced by the fiasco and the fight on Lowell Street 2 or 3 weeks ago, the lack of water, having to run lines from Broadway and from almost Ames Street down Lowell Street to get proper amount of water. And then the last thing, I don't want to put it down as I don't really care about it, is the public education system.
A lot of tonight's questions were very mayoral question type thing. The first thing I would do in my first 90 days is listen to you guys. As a city councilor, I'm here for you guys. What 3 things you guys want me to attack? You name it, I'll attack them. I'm not here to attack the 3 things that I think is wrong. I'm here to attack everything you guys want to see fixed.
Before I see it on the city council, you need to have a plan. You just can't sit there and think about it while you're there. You need a plan before you get it. That's what you do in your campaign. Housing, public safety, and health. That's my main topics. I will work on that right away, especially public safety. We are in a city that needs a lot of help with drugs, crime. That leads to economics. More drugs, more crime, less business attraction. It's all connected. We can go around the whole night here. So that's what I would work. I have a criminal justice degree, and I'm going to crack down drugs and crime. Believe me. Thank you.
The first thing I would like to continue working is on safety. Well, safety to me is not just guns, violence, and drugs. It is not just that. I want to make sure that we have a city that we can enjoy a walkable city that we can enjoy walking around and feel safe. When it comes to safety, it is not just what typically is being defined throughout different campaigning. It is more than that. We need to make sure that we feel secure. The second thing that we need to, that I want to prioritize is on the near future is education and our youth. Those things working together with that. I want to make sure that we have worked with the school committee to make sure that we got that done properly and combine those two. And the third thing that I wanted to keep on working is accessibility and transparency. If we have a local government that is accessible to the public and we have a local government that is transparent, we're going to have better results.
I think we could all agree the police safety will be on the top of our list. Same thing as education. I completely agree with that. But another thing I'm going to agree with Mr. Giovanni is that government transparency. I'm coming in because I know that the city of Lawrence needs more transparency. I know that the city of Lawrence needs people in there to defend their rights, their money, okay? When you asked earlier about loyalty, that's what I'm bringing. I'm bringing the loyalty to the city council, to the people, to defend their money, to make sure that everybody in government is doing the right job for the people, not for themselves or for a special interest. There's no special interest in City Hall. There's no special interest in the City Council. This is for the people.
Thank you, candidates. So we're going to move on now to the closing statement, and guess what? You have 2 minutes.
All right.
2 minutes. So if you want to go ahead, wait. Timer has to reset the clock. So please leave the audience with some. It was a great question, though. I appreciate it, but no.
Good evening. Juan Manny Gonzalez, running for mayor of the city of Lawrence, the city that I love. I came to the city of Lawrence in 1982, so I basically been here my whole life. Been a firefighter for 29 years, a private investigator for 18 years. I've been running a nonprofit called Heal Lawrence, helping fire victims. Been a coach of Little Leagues for 15 years. So ever since I came here, all I've done is provide services to this community, give back, because I feel blessed. I feel that I have it all. The Lord has blessed me with everything. I got a beautiful wife. I got three beautiful kids and 3 beautiful grandkids. And while I'm before you tonight, asking you for your support, I'm asking you for your vote on September 16th, and then we're going to do it again on November 4th. I want to be your next leader. I want to be that leader that cares about all these issues that we are talking about here tonight. Public safety is indeed to me because it's all I've done for the last 29 years. So I have run into your homes. I understand the quality of life issues. I understand what the school system is going through. I talk to the people like the Jonathan Guzmans of the world. People that are brave, the young, and they highlight the youth of this community. And the future is bright, and I just want to break that door down and let the young people in Lawrence know that they have a platform, that they have a voice, and that once I'm done taking that barrier down, they're going to come through, running in, and they're going to take it over. So I look forward to having a lot of young people in office, in power, in government, sooner than later. So honestly, I just want to say that mannyforlawrence.com is the website, 978-620-6863 is the number you can reach me at. So I want to thank the moderator, I want to thank the timekeeper, the translator, Jess Anders, everyone, RCW, ACLU, all of you that took time to put this event together. So as a firefighter, I was running 2 calls into burning buildings, so I wasn't going to run away for being at this debate. So that's why I'm here tonight. Thank you for the opportunity.
Hi, my name is Rich Russell, and this is unfair, me giving me 2 minutes with a public audience and a microphone without scripted that I usually do at the City Council chamber. I've lived in Lawrence since February 2001. I moved back from Delaware, it's all I could afford. My wife said if she knew what Lawrence was, she would have stayed in Delaware. She didn't like Delaware. But unfortunately, my wife is no longer with me, and if she had been, I wouldn't be here because happy wife, happy life. But my priorities are, first of all, I'm a good listener. Second of all, I do a lot of digging. I'm retired. I have a lot of time on my hands. I know where to look, and I think I have a pretty good track history of opening my mouth and being, 95% correct? Again, my main issues are public safety. Definitely, public safety. We've got to do something about that. I touched on the educational system. There's really not much I, as a city councilor, can do other than approve them signing the check that the school committee sends over for us to take care of their bills. But I'm there. I am available. Unfortunately, through some political chicanery, I lost my Facebook page almost a year ago. I'm there. You know where to find me. Owner, more time. It's interesting. Some of you might recognize some of my photography that I have posted online. It is what it is. I'm not afraid of any ethnic groups. You're all the same. We are the uniform we wear. We are Lawrenceans. We are one.
As we all know, our democracy got hit hard not too long ago here in Lawrence when the current elected officials decided to change our school committee format. When I first announced back in December that I'm running for city council at large, they said, why not for school committee? You know you're gonna have to take your hearing off, right? They tried to shut down my dreams and visions before I even got started. On September 16th, November 4th, when you vote for Nelson Rosario, you're not voting for me. You're voting for democracy to show them that even though they've been sitting in those chairs for a long time, those chairs do not belong to them. They belong to you. Lastly, because I don't have the 3 top priorities I want to attack doesn't mean I don't have plans. Just because I'm letting you decide, if you decide education, the plan is there. If you decide public safety, the plan is there. We're ready to work. And we're ready to fight for you guys. We're here for you. Thank you.
The city of Lawrence needs a lot of help. People like us decided to run for a better community. We've been here for a long time. I've been here for like 25 years. I work for the city as a chief of staff, and I'm working for the city right now, helping the community. I always get involved. It doesn't matter what's the issue. If it's good for the city, I'm on it. That's the idea. I'm Frederick Diaz, and I'm counting with your vote. We need new faces. We need new people that will work on issues that we need to get done. We don't have to wait for 10 years, 3 years, 4 years to work on something. Our kids are waiting out there. Our city needs stuff. We need to act on issues that are really happening right now. There's a lot of tabling in the city council cases for 3 or 4 years that the city needs. I'm here to work. I want to legislate. Let me legislate. Let me do the things that you wanted to do. That's why you elect politicians. Frederick Diaz, running for city council at large for the city of Lawrence. September 16, give me your vote. You won't regret it. And November 4, thank you so much.
Well, my name is Giovanni Rodriguez. I'm a current city council at large, and I am looking for re-election. Why am I looking for re-election? I've been in the council for 10 years, as I just said, and I think that the work I haven't finished the work yet. I'm a civil engineer by trade. I've been working on my field for the last about 20 years. about 17 years for the state of Massachusetts, in the Transportation Division. And I want to bring those, and continue bringing those experiences to the City Council. As an elected official, I hate politics. And let me repeat that, I hate politics. Why? Because politics shouldn't be first. Public service should be first. Quality of service should be first. And if we keep on bringing politics first, that means that we're putting the people second. I have a proven leadership, an independent voice, and a track record for the last 10 years. And let me tell you something, I have worked with 3 different mayors. And that means that we need to find common grounds on some issues. And that means that we are not going to find common grounds on some issues. I'm looking for your vote. And I wish that you can support me. I'm humbly asking you for your vote. Because we need to continue the service that we initiated back in 2013 as a school committee member and back in 2015 as a city councilor. So I hope that I earned your support.
Hi everyone, my name is John Rigo. I am a mechanical engineer. I've been in my, right now I have a company out of transportation and logistics. I've been in my business for 10 years. Been in this, in the industry for 23. In Lawrence, I moved to Lawrence back in 1998. Well, I didn't move, they made me move my mom did. I didn't have no choice, but it was the right choice. It was the right choice because I have 2 little brothers that I also have to look after, have to think about them. Why John Rigo? Okay, John Rigo is a Doberman. I decided to run as a city council because I come here to defend your rights, defend your money, make sure that you are being well represented in the city council, make sure that the people in the city hall are doing their job. And I'm not just going to sit there and raise my hand to say yes or no. I'm also going to make sure that everything's getting done the right way. And if you don't agree, make sure you get out of City Hall because you don't belong to City Hall. People in City Hall that is there belong on working for the people. Remember, we the people, for the people, by the people. Period. Okay? September 16th, around the corner. Go out and vote for John Rigo. John Rigo is the one that's going to make sure that you're well represented. Make sure to keep everything in check. I don't care who stands as a mayor or who's in the city council. I'm going to keep tabs on that. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to call them out when they don't represent you the right way and the way it's supposed to be. Thank you.
Candidates, thank you so much. It is really, it's been an honor and a privilege to be able to ask you these questions and participate in this forum. And now I'm going to hand it over to the fabulous Jess Andrews.
Hey. Well, first of all, let's have another round of applause for these awesome. We really appreciate your commitment to the democratic process and your willingness to put yourself out there. I know you didn't get those first questions till an hour before the debate, and then you had a whole bunch of spontaneous questions to answer, so thank you. I think you all did a great job. I also just want to give a shout out to, while we were planning for this and promoting this forum, there were 3 radio shows that hosted us and helped to promote the forum and promote this democratic event. And so thank you to Carmen Chalas, thank you to Altagracia Maí, and thank you to Gabby I don't know Gabby's last name. Robles for hosting us on that. And then I just want to say thank you to everybody who turned out here tonight to listen to the candidates, to ask your questions, and to participate in this event. This is what makes a healthy and strong democracy. So let's go out and vote next week for the candidate of your choice on September 16th. Thank you.